Hello pilots and welcome back to Flight Academy Season 8, brought to you by Out of Art Gaming. As always, my name is Phil and this is game 18 of our 30 game series. We've got Brad back on the table against Benji. It's Rebels versus Scum and the mission today is Scramble the transmissions. So first to 13 points, having to be at range 0 to 1 of those objectives. But obviously the main thing that we're here to see is some ship kills. So these two are heading off against each other. Brad has actually been doing quite well for his first season of Flight Academy. Really proud and impressed with how he's got on. He's got some really cool tools in Braylen and Ahsoka, but he's coming up against Benji, who is our reigning champion from season 7. With a really cool bounty build utilizing the IG-88B and IG-88D for some very tricky shenanigans there. Calculates being thrown around, which work well with those sync laser cannons. The chance to shoot again if he doesn't land the first shot. Brad obviously again also has the ability to double tap. Could be more effective if works out right. Heavy laser cannons with those stabilized S-fields can be absolutely devastating. So really looking forward to see how this one goes. Having a quick look back as well at the previous matchup between these two, all the way back in game 3 when it was just a straight deathmatch. It was a victory to Ben, but whilst we were obviously filming this, the players were able to see how the other players were stacking up with their lists and what kind of shenanigans they were doing. So maybe Brad has picked up a few tricks along the way to see if he can finally stop these pesky bounty hunters. Rather strangely for Flight Academy, no shots being exchanged in the first turn. Unusual. We're normally used to seeing some fast-paced action getting right in their butts. We are definitely going to have some shots coming this round, and we'll see how decisive they are. The IG just going a little bit slow in there, trying to keep some distance. Not using the advanced sensor so he can tap that objective. See, so Cad taking the focus, not trying to bait out Ahsoka into wasting her action. Well, I say wasting, using her action to take the objective herself, which is always a pretty solid tactic. Ooh. Unfortunately, that barrel roll does not fit. That could have been quite nice to get that barrel roll in, potentially side-slipping where Ahsoka is going to potentially end up, and meaning that Cad not coming under fire. Interesting from Braylen as well, does not want a piece of IG-88B and taking that objective. Tricky position to be in. It's going to be tough to come back around. And one hard should be fine, but it's all going to depend on where Ahsoka ends up, and Braylen is stressed as well. Ooh, that barrel roll wouldn't have actually stopped Ahsoka. She would have had a really nice lined up shot there. As it stands, Cad Bane doesn't have the dead to rights active. No green tokens on the table, but if there were, at least the Rebels would be able to actually utilize them. Brad is just debating using the Force. No, not using the Force to give Braylen an action. I kind of think that's okay. Yeah, looking back, obviously Braylen couldn't do that action to take the objective. So Ahsoka's going to do it instead. I think we might have had some force spent there as well, but not been updated on the overlay. That's not a particularly great shot. One hit, going to force the spend of the focus. Not gonna lie, I potentially would have kept hold of that focus just for the attack. One coming through is not a huge issue in the grand scheme of things, but we are going to get some double tapping here onto Braylen. So we've got at least a crit in there. And a hit, double focus. Got the reroll because of the stress. Gonna take nothing. Nice. It's always fun when a B-Wing actually manages to evade, especially when you don't get that many dice. So Braylen, just the one shield so far. And then Cad using his ability to double stress Braylen. That ability is great, very frustrating. Especially on a B-Wing, doesn't have obviously the most expansive of blue moves. Now, if that was on 10 num, it wouldn't be so bad because 10 num loves to spend the stress. Braylen's happy to have the stress after he's done what he wants to do. Advanced sensors boost, and then a 1 hard from IG88B, getting a little bit more up the board and into a nice position there to come through. Cad just accepting the bump. See where Braylen is going to so one banking to get rid of one stress. Again, nice position there, though. He's got range 1 on Cad. Yeah, unfortunately can't take a focus right there because you are stressed. You only get rid of the 1 stress when doing a blue maneuver. You haven't somehow managed to smuggle Corsella in there from the resistance. Let's see, where is... Not a bad move. Obviously, the aim is obviously to get that A-Wing turned around. Just bringing up the A-Wing's dial now to see. Maybe the 3 sloop would have been a bit better. Keep closer in and get right in behind, but not knowing where Cad was going to end up. Looks like that might be ion missiles from Ahsoka there. Yeah, one shield down. Not enough to ionize, which is a shame. Ben does have the initiative, so go with that range one from CAD first. So just two. Another evade, just the one shield down. This B-Wing, he is being a bit of a pain for Benji here, but Marksman's ship is live on this one. That is at least 2 crits. And another evade. Just one shield again. The potential there was very high, but it just didn't pan out. Let's see what Braylen can do back into CAD. Range 1 here. Has the reroll for stress. Benji pointed that out. Nice of him to do that. Gets at least one evade. The debate, if it's not in the box, can you reroll it? And the answer is yes. So double evade there. No damage. Well, no, one shield into CAD, so there's 3 hits. Apologies, unfortunately when we were recording this, the lights on the dice were very bright, and we didn't realise that until we got back to the desk to go and edit this up. We were in a different spot in store because they had a big event going on in the area we normally play in, which has a bit more conducive lighting for us. So Brad has the initiative. If it was me, definitely would have dropped a seismic charge there. And looks like I don't think Braylen is going to clear that. Yeah, Braylen doesn't clear. Stress still there, so can't take that focus, but again, has the double reroll anyway. Contraband cybernetics is being spent by Cad Bane, so K-turn more than likely. Again, contraband cybernetics, such a good illicit upgrade there. So using that to capture that top objective, well, the bottom objective as well, is going to start allowing Ben to pull a little bit further ahead. Does he go full send on the objective? Yes, he does. Guaranteeing that no matter what Ahsoka does here, at least with the objectives, Ben is going to be taking the lead there. And that is a very unfortunate bump from Ahsoka. Just missing the debris there though, so that's not bad. I thought that she might just clip that on the back, but she does lose a shield. Still has the ability to shoot though, so that is important. Can't capture that objective, so it will go at least on objectives 5-2 in Ben's favour. Spending the force for that hit, absolutely the right idea. Say it with me, people. One shield. Only 4 minutes left. If they can only take one shield a shot, it's going to be a long old game. Might actually time out, but IG88 has a range one shot. We can see 2 hits for definite there. So it's a shield. Oh, it is more than one this time. And it's hit, crit. That shield hit the crit. Not a direct hit. The blinded pilot onto Braylen. That's not ideal. Now in a good range for CAD. Needs to... Oh, gets the evade. Braylen is up with 1. But he has 2 charges. He is getting rid of one of those stress. Braylen is not getting rid of that. So good round for objectives there, and finally getting some meaningful damage onto Braylen. So it's 5-2 in Ben's favour. Braylen down to 1 health. We have just over 1 minute to go. If Ben can get Braylen down and keep those objectives, he will hit the max score. And I think this is the point where, at the table, I suspiciously coughed seismic charge, just to remind Brad, because again, looking at this board state, this is the second spot I'd be dropping a seismic. Potential that you might catch a soaker in it, but you can just get some extra damage into IG and CAD. Not likely to obviously take them out, but it always feels good to be able to use the tools that you bring to the table. I mean, I think we've only seen Brad use homing torpedoes once on Braylen, but seismic charges in quite a small board state where you've got 3 obstacles very tightly clustered together. Seismic charges are a really good tool to try to utilize. But let's see if CAD and IG can somehow not interfere with each other too much in their movement. It's not a lot of space there. IG following Braylen round to keep him in arc. We definitely know his target. Two forward from CAD, do we think? Yeah, there we go. 2 forward. Nicely done. No real risk of bumping there, but it's going to make it tricky for Ahsoka now. She's not got a lot of space to move in. Potentially a sloop. I don't even think a sloop would be very good right now, because you'd have to sloop up, and I think that would just land. No, so Ahsoka not going to clear through. Might be out of range of the obstacle when that detonates. I mean, you're definitely taking the gas cloud out. That's the right option there, because that should be out of range of Ahsoka, and will catch both CAD and IG. Nothing, not a huge amount that will happen there, but just gets CAD potentially a little bit closer if you have a really good roll from Ahsoka. Oh, there we go. So Brad was going to pick the asteroid down there, but Ben was just saying, look, go for that one. It's not going to hit Ahsoka. It's better for you. That level of sportsmanship is always really nice to see at any event, at any sort of sporting thing, but being like, look, actually, Ben's obviously got a lot more experience playing. this would be a better thing to do, I'm all here for that. And again, checking the range. There you go, you get an extra dice there, Brad. Oh, nice. Spend the focus. Would have been nice to see some crits in there. But there we go, just the one. The crits in there could have gone down quite nicely, potentially. A good crit train could have taken CAD out. That could have, whilst not really swung the game round, still scored a point on the leaderboard for Brad there. And that's all the focuses from CAD, and he's just spent it. That is a bit unfortunate. But here we go, IG going in to Braylen. And that is going to be Braylen down. So that's another 5 points, plus 3 points for the objectives. That is going to be a big win for Benji there. Really, unfortunate for Brad there. Nice ideas, but CAD Bane throwing those stress back over just made it so tricky for Brad there. But well done to Benji, another solid victory there for you. And guys, that is another game from Flight Academy Season 8 for you. As I said, we're only on Game 18. We've still got 12 more games to go. So just want to say thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.